Hey there, how you doing? Dave Allred, TheRealBarman here. Today, or tonight I should say, we're gonna jump behind the bar. I'm gonna show you the bar setup, what you need to do to open the bar, to close the bar, so you have a good idea of what you're supposed to do and all the components back here so you're familiar with what it's like to work behind a bar. Let's do it. So one of the things you need to know before we get started is that every bar is different. All right, no one does it the same. There's thousands and thousands of bars. Everyone has different stuff back here, different cocktails they're making, and just a different way of doing things. So I'm gonna show you some fundamentals and basics of the way we do it, and just know it's gonna be generally the same, but every bar is different. One of the main challenges we have is fitting everything back here. We want plenty of room out there for the guest. So back here it's very narrow and you have to kind of slip and slide between with the other bartenders. And we have to fit the alcohol, all the backup alcohol to stock. We have to fit the fruit, the glassware. It's a big challenge to fit everything back here. Now, I'm going to talk about the bar setup and everything back here. Inside the Real Bar course on the resource page, there is a checklist, a closing and opening checklist for bartenders that has all the list on there of everything you might need to know, which is a big advantage to you when you start working at a bar because you can see exactly what needs to be done and you can jump in and help out. Do you need more ice? Can I change this for you? Do we need to stock anything? And they'll be very impressed that you know what needs to happen with the side work. So here we go. I'm just gonna hold the camera here. I'm gonna move through the bar. Here's the view from the bar out to the restaurant and bar area. So I'm just gonna move from right to left here. If we go straight down, here's where we keep a lot of our condiments, cherries, all sorts of bitters. That's on the little platform right next to the main well. Now, when I say main well, sorry, there's not much room back here. This is as far as I can back up. And I apologize for my voice too. I have a little cold going on. This is the main well. The main well is where you're gonna pour your most popular liquors. And the well liquor is the cheapest liquor in the house. So when people just order a vodka soda or whiskey ginger, you're just pouring them the cheapest brand. You can see most of those there on the right are the wells. Call liquors are kind of mid-range liquors. That's like Jameson and Jack Daniels there. We keep that on the well because we pour a ton of it. And as we move down here, there's a middle rail. Those are a lot of the more popular ones. And then you'll see right on top here, you see these little nipples on here? We put those on at the end of the night so fruit flies do not get into the bottle. So, and you'll see like this little pour spout has a little cap right on top. Shoop! Has a little hat. So we can actually flip that one on top and the fruit flies don't get in. So we don't put a nipple on that one. But you'll see all the nipples are on there. Some bars have those, some don't. If not, a lot of times we'll just put saran wrap over the top. You need to make sure we're doing this because fruit flies get in there and ruin the liquor. Moving over here really quick before we move on. So this is the main well. There's usually mats right here where the servers will pick up their drinks. So we'll make the drinks here. Here's where the bartenders are working out of. We'll set the server drinks right there so they can pick them up. If it gets really busy, we drop this down. It's like a big swinging door. And then it looks like this. And that's where they're going to pick up their drinks. And so we'll put that down when we get a lot of drinks loaded up. I'm going to swing around really quick here to the printer. This is the POS system. That's where the tickets print up for the servers. They'll put them in other POS systems throughout the restaurant. It'll print up there. We'll grab the ticket. We'll put it over here. And then we'll go ahead and make the drinks and put them up there. So that's the server well right there. And then we're not done with the main well here. So let's talk about this really quick. One of your main things on your checklist is fill the ice bins in the morning if you're opening, or burn the ice at the end of the night, meaning you're going to dump a bunch of hot water in there, melt all the ice, make sure there's no broken glass or any other debris, and make sure you clean it out so it's nice and clean in there. Here's one thing. This is a health code violation. You can't have the ice scooper in the ice. I would say most bars probably just leave it in there anyway, but just know technically that's supposed to be up high. It's a health code violation. You can see we have a juice in there. We have a grapefruit juice. We have grenadine on the back right for like Shirley Temples. And then we have Rose's lime juice. That's a good one for kamikazes. And then let's talk about the gun really quick. So on the gun, again, different bars have different things on their gun. You can see most of the sodas are on there. So you can pour sodas and then mixers, Jack and Coke, Seagram's and Sprite. You can see there's soda water there. People like bubbly soda a lot of times, ginger ale. The Q stands for quinine. Quinine is another word for tonic. So people order gin and tonic, you're using the Q. Then we even have juices on there. We have cranberry juice, we have lemonade, we even have sweet and sour on there. Not as fresh as some bars, but we're a basic sports bar, so we have it run on the gun. We even have iced tea on there, and then bottom left, we have orange juice. So some bars do fresh juice. We pour it right out of the gun. We pour speed rail because we get very busy. So that's the main gun right there. Then moving up, you can see these Tito's mats right here. If I can back up a little bit. They're all along the rail. I'm sure you've probably seen them before. Don't have them all set up. We've closed down, but I set up a few of them just so you can see. So we put the glassware up here when we make drinks. Put that up there. Scoop ice in there. We pour the drink. The purpose of these mats is to catch all the liquid dropping into there so it doesn't drain into the ice. If there's no mats there, it just drips down right into the ice. Very gross. So you've probably seen these before, and it also keeps the glasses from slipping off. If this rail gets really wet and it's just on the metal under here, the glass will really start sliding around, so it's good for traction as well. Up higher here, I just have a few things. We have coasters on there. We'll make sure you're always using a coaster. We got the straw bin there with the napkins in there that you can use quickly. Straws are actually being banished in California here. And then we have our fruit. This is how we do it. We have little jars in here. There's our olives and oranges and lemons and limes. We actually have more than this. We have onions. We have all sorts of fruit. But this is one of our main setups here. We can grab fruit quickly. We usually have one set up over in the server well too, so the servers can grab fruit over there. Now let's move on to the sink really quick. This is the basic 3-tub sink right here. We have a dishwasher, which is heaven sent. A lot of places do not have a dishwasher. What they'll have is they have these 3 bins, and in the left one down here, they'll have a 3-prong machine that spins, that has brushes on there. Here's a picture of it right here. So you can see that. And what that does is when you plug it in and spin it, it spins really fast. And you fill this up with soapy water, and then you move the glass up and down on the brush, and it cleans it. The second bin will have sanitized water in there, have like a sanitized cleaner, and then the last bin will just be water, and you can rinse it off. And then you usually have rubber mats right here where you can put the glassware on there, and it will dry, and then you put them away. It's a big pain in the ass, but it's still actually rather popular in a lot of bars if they don't have a dishwasher. And then earlier you heard me mention the problems of storage behind the bar. We keep our backup liquor down here. A lot of times they'll keep it in a doghouse, they call it, which is shelves. People do this differently depending on their bar, but we actually have milk crates, and you can see we have the backup liquors there that we can just grab really quick, so we don't have to go clear to storage. We have quite a few of them under there. And then underneath here, this is fairly common, is you'll have a bus tub down there, so you can grab dishes off the bar when people are done eating. You just throw it into the bus tub. Hopefully your bar back is good, and they will empty that back in the kitchen, and then they'll bring back a bus tub, so you don't have to constantly run back to the kitchen. So it's good to have a bus tub underneath there. That's all of our backup liquor that we keep stocked. And now I'm going to turn around here and go over the back shelf. So you can see all of our glassware back there. We have wines over here. We have bucket glasses. We have shot glasses. We have rocks glasses, all lined up here. We have our red wine. We only have about 12 or 13 wines. So we have red wine here, and then down in the cooler we have white wines. We have some beers, all down there. We have our ginger beer, more chilled glasses. So there's all of our chilled glasses. So all of this, we have martini glasses in the back, more wine glasses over here. Challenge of finding where the glassware should go. Moving along, we have our draft beers here. We only have 9 on tap. Some bars will have 100 beers on tap, so we have 9 here. That's our beer tower. We have a grapefruit juice squeezer right here, as well as our, we have our cheap one in the well, but this is for fresh grapefruits, for Greyhounds, vodka, and grapefruit juice. People really love those. And then we come to the reach-in coolers, which you can use for different things. We store a lot of our juices and mixers back here, as well as some of the chilled liquors like Fireball and Jaeger. We chill our Patron as well, so we keep that down here. We also have bottled beer. There's our lime halves down there. We keep that chilled at the end of the night. A lot of our bottled beers, here's another reach-in, all down here. So different chilled things will go into the reach-in. You also saw, the beer, the cupboards down here. They're not cupboards. The other beer cooler reach-in down there. And then we have a far well down here that we can also use on busy nights. So the main well is at the other end. That's where you're going to make drinks for guests and for the server. Down here is a second well that another bartender can work at, and then you can help people with drinks right here so the bartenders aren't banging into each other. Again, we have a gun down here as well. Now we're going to move all the way down at the end here. We have our heaven sent dishwasher. This is very simple. You simply open it up. You have a few glasses in here at the end of the night. Put the glasses in there. Once it's full, you just close it. You hit the start button, and it takes about 60 seconds, and it washes all the glasses, and then you can go put them away. You want to make sure that you let the glasses cool. You don't want to grab a hot glass, put ice in it, especially pint glasses, and try to fill it with liquid that can crack very easily. And then I kind of swept by this. These are our sugar and salt caddies, which we also saran wrap at the end of the night so that no bugs get in there. And we set these up, and we usually just rim a glass with a lime half, and then we'll dip it in there. A lot of the caddies you'll see will have another circular one of these, and they'll have a black sponge in there, and you can put some Rose's lime juice or something in there, and then you'll tap the martini glass to get it wet, and then you'll tap it into one of these. We just rim the glass and tap it straight into there to rim our glasses. Moving to the very end of the bar, we have more liquors up here. These are liqueurs and cordials mostly that we don't use as much, but we can grab those. And then again, we got more glassware storage, which is one of the biggest challenges. There's all of our Moscow Mule mugs, our beer pitchers up there, a lot of our tools we keep here. We have our giant, big-ass Mule cups, which people love. That serves about 4 people. There's 9 shots in there. And then up here, and if you've ever heard the term top shelf, these are on their higher shelf, and it's more premium liquor. We have Herradura up here, Casamigos, Casadores. Not extremely high end, but in our area, these are 10 to 12 bucks a shot. And then if you get to Casadores and I'm sorry, not Casadores, Clase Azul and Don Julio 1942, those are a little bit higher end. We sell those for $20 and $25 a shot. And again, all this is kind of top shelf stuff up here. It's called top shelf because it's the premium stuff. So let's talk quickly, finishing up with the opening and closing side work duties. Like I said, on the resource page of the Real Bar course, I have the whole opening and closing checklist for you, so you can go through all that, learn it all, and understand it. I'm just going to touch really quickly. In general, the opening bartender is responsible for cutting fruit or juicing, which sucks. But it's a trade-off. They have to cut all the fruit. The closing crew has to clean up the mess from the entire day, which is also a pain in the ass. So it's a bit of a trade-off. So in the morning, you're coming in, you're cutting fruit, filling the ice bins, getting the lighting set, turning TVs on, getting the jukebox set, making sure the tables are all set. If everything's stocked, it should have been stocked the night before, but if it's not, make sure everything's stocked. You got silverware. So you're just making sure everything's set up. For the night crew, let's talk about back here what needs to be done. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you everything again. In very simple terms, everything needs to be taken and cleared to the dishwasher. Normally this is just a mess. Maybe I'll get a shot of end of the night and what it looks like at some point here. But there'll be tools and glassware and shakers, and all this stuff needs to go straight over to the dishwasher and washed and put away. Then everything needs to be wiped down. Nothing pisses me off more as a manager than when I come in the morning and there's just sticky stuff. With stainless steel and wood topping, you can actually run your hand across everything and feel if there's any stickiness. There's no excuse for any stickiness. We're literally wiping everything down, including the soda guns, wiping the hose because it gets really sticky. Make sure we take off the little end part here. This comes off, and wiping everything down so there's no stickiness anywhere. We're taking the mats off. We're taking them to the dishwasher. We're washing them. Everything must go. When we use this juicer, we have to take out the juicer inside and go take it to the dishwasher. The beer taps, not everyone has these, but they should. We have these little brushes. So we stick them right up into the nozzle of the beer fountain, and that keeps any fruit flies from getting in there as well. And then once again, it's just stainless steel, it's bar top, it's wipe, wipe, wipe. Now down here at the bottom, you can see these floor mats. These floor mats are great when you bartend a lot because they're rubber and they keep you from killing your back when being on your feet all night. It really helps. They're kind of padded. What they're really for also is to keep it from being slippery back here. You can see they have little holes in them in case there's any liquid that falls. It'll go down to the bottom, and so it doesn't get too slippery. And at the end of the night, these need to be dragged out and washed. And bars differ on this. Some bars will have their bartenders drag them out and rinse them off. Some places have a cleaning crew. We have a cleaning crew, so we don't have to do it at the end of the night. We have someone come in, take them out, they wash them, they do all of our floors, so we don't have to worry about any of it. But one of the things that definitely needs to be done at the end of the night are these floor mats need to be clean because it gets sticky back here and they'll get smelly and fermented. And then there's a few other miscellaneous things like putting liners in the trash can, locking the beer cooler, locking the doors, turning the lights off, turning the jukebox off, anything else that's on that checklist. Again, inside the Real Bar course on the resource page, I have that big checklist on there so you make sure you can see exactly what you're supposed to do depending on the bar you work in. And then you also need to go to your POS system, count your drawer, count your money, enter your credit card tips, make sure the drawer is counted down to where it's supposed to be. We keep ours at $500. Print out your sales report, give that all to the manager, they'll take it upstairs, they'll put all that money in the safe, and then you're checked out and you're done for the night. You can clock out and go home. So that's a quick look about what's behind the bar, what some of your opening and closing side work duties are. I didn't list them all there, but it gives you a good idea. If you're really serious about becoming a bartender, you can click in the link down below this video. Check out the registration page, see if it's open right now. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet so you can get more cool stuff like this. I love you all. I'm going to see you next time. I'm out.